We grow up hearing the same message repeated over and over again. Be kind, be generous, put others first. Sacrifice when necessary. And kindness is beautiful. It binds families, strengthens communities, and softens harsh realities. But no one warns us about the shadow side of goodness. No one explains that when kindness loses balance, it stops being virtue and starts becoming self-erasure. In a world where not everyone operates from integrity, unlimited generosity can slowly drain your spirit, distort your relationships, and even place you in subtle danger. Today we're going to explore 8 consequences of being excessively nice, through the lens of Stoic wisdom, and then uncover 4 powerful ways to remain compassionate without being consumed. Let's begin. The philosophers of ancient Rome, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught that peace comes from aligning expectations with reality. When you consistently give your time, energy, and resources, you may unconsciously assume others would do the same for you. You think, if I would show up for them, surely they will show up for me. But here is the quiet truth. Most people operate from their own limits, not yours. When your standards of generosity are projected onto others, disappointment becomes inevitable. The resentment that follows is not because people betrayed you, it is because you expected them to be you. Stoicism teaches acceptance, not assumption. Human beings adapt quickly to patterns. If you consistently solve someone's problems, they will slowly stop solving them themselves. If you always offer support before they even ask, your presence becomes an unconscious safety net. Over time, your kindness shifts from being appreciated to being expected. And expectation is dangerous, because once people grow accustomed to your help, removing it feels to them like loss, even though it was never their right. The Stoics believed in responsibility. Each person must carry their own burdens. When you carry someone else's weight too often, you weaken both of you, and without boundaries, your identity dissolves into utility. According to Stoic thought, each person has a role, a path shaped by reason and virtue. But when you place everyone else's priorities ahead of your own, your path becomes blurry. You delay your ambitions, you postpone your rest, you silence your desires. At first, it feels noble, but over time, something inside you begins to fade. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you did something purely for your own growth? Or are you constantly filling your schedule to avoid sitting alone with your thoughts? Busyness can be an escape, and when you use service to others as a distraction from self-confrontation, the reckoning eventually arrives. You cannot abandon yourself indefinitely without consequence. True generosity flows from fullness, not from avoidance. Strength is quiet, but it is firm. Without clear limits, people test you, not always consciously, but instinctively. If you never say no, others may interpret your flexibility as fragility. The Stoics valued self-mastery above approval. They understood that discipline earns respect. The moment you begin declining unreasonable requests, you will notice a shift. Some may push back, and some may question you, but eventually they will recognize that you are not driven by fear of rejection. You are guided by principle. Kindness without backbone invites exploitation. Kindness with boundaries commands admiration. Energy signals intention. When you constantly make yourself available, you become convenient. Some individuals are drawn not to your character, but to your usefulness. They appear when they need advice, they call when they need assistance, they vanish when you need support. And because you are naturally giving, you might rationalize their absence. But patterns reveal truth. Stoic wisdom encourages discernment. It teaches that not every relationship deserves equal investment. When you overextend generosity indiscriminately, you attract those who seek advantage rather than connection. Balanced relationships involve reciprocity. Without it, you are not building friendship, you are maintaining dependency. Though ancient Stoicism does not speak in modern energetic language, its philosophy aligns with inner equilibrium. When you give beyond your limits, exhaustion accumulates. Emotional fatigue alters your mood, your posture, even your thinking. From this depleted state, you unconsciously signal availability to those who seek someone to lean on, endlessly. Needy personalities sense open reservoirs, and if you are not replenishing yourself, your generosity begins operating from obligation rather than joy. Eventually, helping others feels heavy instead of meaningful. And when kindness becomes resentment, something is out of alignment. Balance restores vitality. Without it, your spirit dims. Chronic self-neglect produces pressure, and pressure seeks relief. If you continually override your own needs, you create internal tension. That tension looks for outlets: overworking, overeating, over-consuming media, over-drinking, anything to numb the quiet frustration of being perpetually available. When someone close to you gently points this out, your first instinct may be defensiveness. But often, those outside the storm see clearly what you cannot. Stoicism emphasizes awareness and accountability. If your generosity leads to self-destructive coping, it is no longer virtuous. It is imbalance disguised as virtue. Paradoxically, extreme generosity can make others uncomfortable. In a world where motives are often mixed, consistent selflessness appears unusual. Some people may question your intentions. They may wonder, what does this person want in return? This reaction reflects the state of society more than it reflects you. But it reveals something important. Kindness must be paired with discernment. When generosity is measured and grounded, it feels natural. When it is excessive and indiscriminate, it can appear strategic, even if it isn't. Moderation preserves authenticity. Now that we understand the risks, let's shift to protection. Here are 4 Stoic strategies to remain compassionate without sacrificing yourself. The foundation of Stoicism is internal observation. Notice how you feel after helping someone. Do you feel uplifted or quietly resentful? Your emotional response is data. If your generosity consistently leaves you drained, something must change. You are not obligated to maintain behaviors that harm your well-being. Self-awareness allows correction before burnout occurs. No is not aggression, it is alignment. Every time you say yes against your better judgment, you chip away at self-trust. Saying no may initially feel uncomfortable. You may fear disappointing others, but discomfort is temporary. Resentment lasts longer. Speak calmly, without hostility, without over-explaining. The Stoics believe that external approval is outside our control. What remains within our control is our choice. Guard that power carefully. Schedule restoration intentionally. Exercise, read philosophy, walk in silence. Create something meaningful. Protect that time as if it were sacred, because it is. If someone requests your help during that period, offer an alternative. But do not sacrifice your restoration reflexively. Self-care is not indulgence. It is maintenance. Without maintenance, even the strongest structures collapse. Some individuals thrive on crisis. They repeat the same problems, they reject solutions, they resist growth. Helping them becomes a cycle without resolution. Stoic wisdom teaches that we cannot control others, only our response to them. Limit exposure. Compassion does not require proximity. You can wish someone well without allowing them access to your peace. Sometimes distance is the healthiest form of kindness to yourself. In the end, the Stoics consistently emphasize the middle path. Too little generosity breeds isolation. Too much generosity breeds depletion. Virtue lives in balance. Be kind, but not at the expense of your stability. Be generous, but not at the cost of your purpose. Be helpful, but never at the price of your identity. Remember, you are not here to be consumed. You are here to live deliberately. And if ever you feel uncertain, return to the simplest boundary of all. Know, we've reached the end of this exploration. If this reflection resonated with you, support the channel so more people can rediscover the power of balanced strength. And if you're ready to go deeper into philosophy, consciousness, and self-mastery, subscribe to the Esoteric Explorer. Until next time, remain steady.